I'm a
Yes.
full-on Palisade head. I've been converted.
Welcome back to the Chatting Average. John Lieber, John Sansoni, Adam Busak. That's not
Hello.
where they are on this recording. Welcome back. We're in the middle of the off season. Actually, we're not even in the middle. We're at the beginning of the off season. Nothing's happened. There's been one.
Actually,
trade.
that's not true. That's not true. Many things have
There's been
happened.
one trade.
There has been one trade.
There's been a few things that have happened, but you know, as opposed to there being 15 games every day, that's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
We
have to fill all of our time with rage baiting Mr. Sansoni instead.
Yes. So
which is why we
do
talk
have to-
about peaches.
Yeah, we do have to address one thing. Mr. Sansoni,
That is true.
Would you be willing to just speak on what was just sent to our group chat?
So I just received a text. No. So I just received a text with my. So the service formerly known as Twitter, which is now known as X, has a profile tab. And this profile tab
account details
has account details, including the date you've joined, the account, where your account is based, how many username changes you've made, and where you're connected. John Lieber has edited my account details because
that's not true.
Well,
Whoa,
I know it's edited because
that's a heavy accusation.
It's a different font, first of all. But it says that I was joined in January 2021, which is true. I started my account for an assignment in high school. I had 2 username changes, which is true because I started my account for an assignment, so I had my school name on there. Mm-hmm. Connected via the App Store, the United States App Store, which is true. And then what isn't true is that my account is based in Tel Aviv.
I'm just saying. I'd like to point out that mine says the United States.
Mine also says the United States.
But the edited. So I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up on X right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be different on his, isn't it?
Has it been loading slowly for anyone? Has it you had to refresh?
No, I just loaded mine. I'm fine right there. So.
I would like to point out though on mine, if you hit the info button there, it says that may not be accurate. That's because if you can't tell, I'm actually in what's the funniest answer I could give? Siberia. See, I've even got a blanket with me today. Real cold here.
Do you think Siberia is the only cold place ever?
Yeah, let's dig a little bit deeper on this. Let's drill into this well a little bit. Was Siberia when your brain thinks of a cold place, is that the first place your brain goes to? Because I feel like there's a couple more obvious answers.
Antarctica?
Yeah. The
Alaska?
North Pole and the South Pole are two slam dunk answers. Alaska, I think, is, our own nation.
Right. So it's currently
so why Siberia?
38 degrees in Siberia.
Right.
So I feel like it was a good choice.
You're not there.
Correct. And you're not in the United States.
No, I am. What?
But you're account is based where?
Listen.
The United States.
Yeah. Tel Aviv, it's like the 51st state, dude.
That's okay.
Oh, my bad. My account is actually based in the East Antarctic Plateau because that's where it's currently the coldest.
Okay. Jesus. I'm drinking my zero sugar wild cherry nondescript.
But I can't even live there because it's actually permanently inhabited. So
yeah. You know why? Because it's negative 60 degrees. Year round.
The current temperatures in the East Antarctic Plateau is.
I don't know.
I'm not. We have a reading.
Maybe if we have a research station there, we being the planet.
The planet, yeah.
The UN. I don't know who would be over there.
Weather.com.
There's only one place on all of Antarctica that we have.
Yeah, Antarctica. There's only one place on Antarctica. It's Antarctica.
He does have a point there.
So it's negative 55 Fahrenheit. Sorry, for our international viewers, that's negative 48 degrees Celsius.
And I'm
My
still in
question
Grand
is-
Junction. Nothing's changed for me. I'm still in Grand Junction.
Yeah, like the only thing I think the only thing that changed is
has moved recently. Interesting.
I am in Georgia for Thanksgiving break.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Allegedly,
This is the current week where we are a 3 time zone pod.
Do I need to like
we are 3 times.
do I need to
on
like
pod,
pull
that
up
is
like the
true.
weather app? Like look,
Sure, John, show us the window in
location,
your room.
home, alpha. I don't have a window in this room.
Interesting.
I'm not picking my laptop up to show you my house. I'm not doing this.
There's a lot of allegations that are flying here. As
Do
far
I
as
need to
I'm
like
concerned,
go get like I get
he's
my
not
dog?
passing any of them.
Do I
he's
need to
not,
get,
he's
like-
not beating any of them.
I need to get like my parents, my dog. You know, like
John, it's the Sabbath. What are you doing?
It's
not
true.
resting. It's Monday, first of all.
Yeah.
Not part of the Sabbath. It's
Good
either
point. It is
Saturday
Monday.
or Sunday in any religion that recognizes
It is
the Sabbath.
Monday.
It is
It
Monday.
is Monday.
John Lever, did you have work today?
No.
Were you supposed to have work today? Because you might have missed it because you thought it was Sunday.
No.
Was there any
He always keeps the Sabbath on Monday.
Was there any NFL football on today?
Yes. In
Yes, actually.
Was
2.5 hours.
yeah. What? Do you know what the past tense is? This Rachel's
Man.
working too well.
Adam. Hey, Adam.
It took him
Good job.
so long to clock onto that.
Hey,
I gotta
Adam.
breathe. I gotta breathe.
Before
I'm
the
getting
show
red.
reported that
I'm literally
Kansas
getting
was
red.
leading, I didn't know that they were playing Notre Dame.
Yeah, it just ended. So now I have to get my TV remote and flip over to the other game. Matter of fact, my
Can we
TV
talk
remote
about
is out
baseball?
of reach,
Can we
so that
talk-
won't happen. Yeah,
Let's talk
let's do
about
talk
baseball.
about baseball.
So
I don't want to. You can't lead this show, sir. You're based in a different country.
I, for one, was going to let him lead personally.
All right, John, go ahead, lead the show.
no, Adam, you take it. I can't be
No,
civil right now.
John,
I can't
lead
be
the
civil
show.
right now. I can't be civil. I can't be
Lead the
civil. I
show.
can't be civil.
Lead the
You
show.
take it, Adam.
Nope, Adam.
So-
Adam is busy. He's
We have
He's
a
not
very
busy.
important trade that came on down the highway this week in Major League Baseball. The important trade being an interleague swap between the Texas Rangers and the New York Metropolitans. The New York Metropolitans sending longtime outfielder Brandon Nimmo to the Rangers in exchange for journeyman middle infielder Marcus Semien. Immediate reactions, gentlemen.
yeah. So immediate reactions. This trade happened yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
It was announced yesterday. That's correct.
we all knew about it for the last week.
Like 3 days.
we did have some time to process this. Yes, that's correct. That is correct.
That's why, like, to me, this feels old, but it's not because it literally happened yesterday.
I remember looking down and seeing the message after my plane landed and being like, "What?" Because this to me this is a weird trade in a couple of ways.
Yes,
One-
I agree.
Brandon
both
Nimmo,
teams.
yeah, for both teams, really. Brandon Nimmo is someone who I consider to be a lifelong Met. When he signed
Yeah.
his extension, he said it feels good to be putting this jersey on and never taking it back off. And now he waives his no trade clause to go to the Texas Rangers. He slots in immediately, according to their president of baseball operations, Chris Young, into right field, where Adolis Garcia was before he was just non-tendered very recently.
Adolis
that-
Garcia, by the way, somebody that's almost a lock to be taken in next year's non-tender draft.
Almost certainly. And someone who defensively was a significantly better player than Brandon Nimmo, someone who does not have plus or even average arm strength. And that's a rather a necessity when you look at the right field in Globe Life. For the Mets, you're taking on a kind of an albatross contract with Marcus Semien to essentially play full-time second base. He's still a plus defender. He's still good up the middle, but now you're looking at someone who likely kicks this second base rotation really out of the window, which means now you have to find full-time homes for Brett Beatty or Ronnie Mauricio or Luis Angel Acuna or Jeff McNeil, and it really muddies up a lot of this roster for the Mets, and it doesn't quite make sense for me.
I think it makes sense if you look at the fact that the Mets aren't done with their offseason.
Right.
I think that they're going to be moving pieces around throughout the winter.
Yes, I think there's still a lot of that roster construction yet to be done. However, I think we've seen over the last 3 or 4 years with this, really since Steve Cohen took over this Mets franchise, what we've seen is a front office that is not afraid to take a lot of swings and a lot of money swings, like Marcus Semien in this case, somebody who is owed a lot more contract than Brandon Nimmo is, or a lot more money on their contract than Brandon Nimmo is, and maybe hasn't quite lived up to that contract so far. The Mets over the last couple of years have kind of given out money hand over fist, and to this point have no real postseason results to show for it. This, to me, seems like yet another example of them taking a big swing, and they're yet to, produce anything offensively off of those swings. So consider me pessimistic about this one for the Mets.
This is one where I have to agree with John, is that this is clearly not the only move for either of these teams. I don't like this move necessarily, especially 1-1, and well, the only players changing hands. A lot of cash actually came through this trade by way of the Mets. The Mets actually gave a lot of money to eat some of this trade on the Rangers end. Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger immediately become necessary targets, at least one of them, for the Mets, because you have a hole in your outfield that is either filled by Jeff McNeil, a top prospect like Carson Bench, or one of these top free agents. And obviously everyone wants Kyle Tucker this offseason. Everyone wants Kyle Tucker. You could see him going to one of these West Coast contenders. I could see him going to the Blue Jays. There's an outside shot that he goes back to Chicago if they really blow up the money for him. There's a chance he goes to Boston. There's a chance he goes really anywhere. He's not going to the White Sox, John.
Why can't he stay in Chicago but move 10 miles south?
Because that would require Jerry Reinsdorf to spend money. And now that includes a team that is willing to spend money, the New York Mets. For the Rangers, you're trying to get young. You've got a guy who's 33 taking up a really athletic position and who's been declining over the past 2 years. Nimmo earns $20 million annually through 2030. Semien earns $26 million each of the next 2 years, and then $20 million in 2028. Texas got $5 million from the Mets for this, so they are saving money. They aren't necessarily saving a ton of money, but they're saving
money.
Some money. And while you'd say, oh yeah, this is a roster that gets younger up the middle, you're still putting an older average defender in your premium outfield position, so you've really got to rely on Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, to really, really push.
And Brandon Nimmo, by the way, somebody who does not exactly have a clean bill of health.
Yeah.
No.
And part of this comes with being, a longtime Met, but he just has a lot of very small, very weird injuries that keep popping up throughout his career. And I think that's a consideration as well, especially when you're in the outfield, which is, for my money, probably the second most physically demanding position behind being a catcher, right? Like, your body breaks down in the outfield. It just does.
And just in that, to round out the podium positions and most demanding, the third position, bench coach.
It's true.
What were you going to say, John?
Tom Mattingly, he almost died.
It's true.
Listen, you could put Brandon Nimmo in right field and have him stand on the line. I'm not gonna lie. Just put Wyatt Langford, play Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter at left center and right center, and just say screw it.
Yeah, they are two very good defenders.
I'll tell you what, those two aren't running into each other to make the catch that almost loses you the season. That's all I'm saying.
It feels a lot like some of these positional log jams we see, where it's like the Padres have shortstops at like every position, or like
the Yankees have outfielders at every position.
The Yankees have outfielders at every position. The Royals have Michael Garcia, who could be like a plus shortstop, but they don't play him at shortstop because they have like one of two shortstops that could possibly be better than him defensively on their roster. It's like it's one of those things where it's like, Wyatt Langford could be a center fielder, Evan Carter could be a center fielder, Brandon Nimmo could not be a center fielder. Not this current Brandon Nimmo. You go 5 years back, I would want Brandon Nimmo in center field because he's just kind of that he could be that veteran presence up the middle, and this would be a killer lineup in like 2023.
Okay,
Corey
so that's
Seager,
what I'm saying, right?
if you kept Marcus Semien and got Brandon Nimmo, the Corey Seager, Brandon Nimmo, Marcus Semien up the middle would be crazy. The problem is that did not happen.
My thing about this, and like mostly about the sorry, I'm trying to look something up.
It's quite all right.
My thing about this is like, can we please somehow figure out how we tell the Mets that the best way to build a team is money? We just saw that. That's how you win the World Series. But maybe not guys who are literally 35 years old.
So
think of every guy that they've signed and looked for. Scherzer, Verlander were literally 40 years old when they signed them. Now they're getting Marcus Semien, who hasn't had a good year in 2 years and is approaching 35.
I would
Why can't they build up with young guys?
I would like to
Their front
point
office
out,
construction is very similar to how the Phillies do things.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like, once the pieces crumble, they're going to crumble very quickly.
I would like to point at a couple of paragraphs in this trade analysis piece by Mark Feinstein for MLB.com. Quote, by acquiring Semien, the Mets have more flexibility regarding their roster plan this winter. Semien takes over at second base, allowing McNeil or Benj to play left field, Benj being top prospect Carson Benj. If they don't sign Tucker Bellinger. B-E-N-G-E. I think it's Benj, it might be Benji, I'm not sure. Either McNeil or Benji could also wind up in center field if this does not right. Center fielder Jeff McNeil. I continue.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that at all.
Semien joins shortstop Francisco Lindor and third baseman Mark Vientos in the field, though Vientos could move to first base if Alonso is not re-signed, opening the door for Brett Beatty or a third baseman from outside the organization, in parentheses Alex Bregman, to take over the hot corner. So there is an outside shot in this world where we have center fielder Jeff McNeil, first baseman Mark Vientos, second baseman Brett Beatty, third baseman Brett Beatty, second baseman Marcus Semien, shortstop Francisco Lindor. Who builds a roster like that? Who does that?
I have the answer.
Is it the Mets? Is the answer the Mets?
It's the Mets.
It's the Mets.
Because as much as I hate saying it, they've tried Jeff McNeil in center field last year. You don't have to do that.
You don't. You really don't.
Jeff McNeil, not the guy I would build my roster around.
To be fair, Mookie Betts was much better at shortstop the second time they tried him at shortstop than the first time, right? Like, there's something to a second year of trying to learn a new position. However, center field, I would argue much like shortstop, is not a position you reinvent yourself at halfway through your career.
No.
That's just not really how it works.
Not unless you are supremely athletic to make up for it. Where, you saw players like Jazz Chisholm learn center field on the fly, and then he got moved back to the infield. Javier Baez, someone who was a defensive plus at shortstop, kicked out to center field just by roster crunch, and then he got moved back because, believe it or not, he was hot for like a month, and then he forgot how to swing the bat.
I forgot.
He forgot. Do we want to move to the other trade that happened? The other 1-for-1 big league swap between the Angels and the Orioles? Because I feel like that is one where I find it really, really funny.
Pause. We're calling that a big leagues 1-for-1 swap. Those guys are
No. Hey, listen. before we move fully out of this Rangers Mets move into the Angels Orioles trade, I want to put a close on this chapter by just saying that this is congratulations is in order to Brandon Nimmo. He becomes, and this is true, the first documented millionaire to move away from New York City after Zoran was elected. Congratulations, hey, Mr. Nimmo.
Like, I don't want to say that, like, if he was going to go anywhere, it would have been the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but
that's where he ended up.
It was either that or, like, Kansas City.
All right, moving on to the Grayson Rodriguez. And I would like to make it clear. By big leaguers, I meant Grayson Rodriguez. I don't know if we're calling Grayson Rodriguez a big leaguer just yet. Taylor Ward, definitely a big leaguer. That guy will hit you 40 home runs for no reason whatsoever and be like, hey guys, my name's Taylor, and sometimes I hit the home run ball.
So I want to clarify here that the Angels did not make Rodriguez go through a true physical before.
Wasn't he hurt like 6 times this year?
He hasn't pitched in a year and a
half.
He missed the entire season undergoing debridement surgery on his right elbow. Debridement surgery, by the way, removes bone chips from the elbow, which Rodriguez said he felt through spring training, thought about playing through, and then eventually could not go without feeling significant pain. He has team control until 2029. He's expected to be ready for spring training. But for a guy coming off surgery, you gotta have a clean bill of health. This guy, the meme I kept seeing. Have you seen that one barbecue restaurant in LA where the old guy who slams his glasses down for the tenderism and like the meat is genuinely like falling apart with like a whisper? That has to be some part of Grayson Rodriguez's arm because
no. Technically, if he got the debridement surgery, he's fine.
Yeah. Adam, you can speak on this, but typically when people get surgeries, I don't know how that bodes well for their maintenance of that health of the area they had surgery on.
Yeah, I mean, the surgery doesn't fix something. The physical therapy fixes it. The surgery just allows you to fix it, basically. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what Grayson Rodriguez's timeline is going to look like. I don't know how switching organizations changes this, but I will say this. It's a little more common, I think, at the major league level for players to go through physicals when they're joining a new team as free agents. If they're going from a team to a team, I think it's a little more understood that genuinely this guy's probably kept up with his health. He's probably been flagged for the things that need to be flagged. I think a lot of times in trades, you just get a report on their health and you don't necessarily independently do the physical yourself. However, I understand, understanding the background of Grayson Rodriguez, understanding, that he hasn't pitched in a year and a half, understanding kind of the issues he had even in the minor leagues staying healthy. I personally would have felt more comfortable looking at those medicals myself. You know what I mean?
And I mean, my thing is like the Orioles could get in trouble if he's got more injuries than they said and they knew about him, right? Like that's the thing that's different between a trade and a free agency signing. To make it clear, like debridement surgery means that he was literally just getting stuff removed from his body, not like we're repairing tissue. Right. Debridement literally means cleaned, like kind of. It means like the removal of damaged or dead bone tissue in this case.
Yeah.
Don't know how that happens. Don't know how you have bones just floating about.
Well, you typically you serve bone chips with bone dip, which is marrow.
Oh, right. Yeah. So
So
I wonder if he's got bone marrow left.
most people do. Believe it or not, that is where most of your red blood cells come from, if not all of them. I don't know much about my own cellular respiration because I'm orange right now, because of the light. But frankly, all right, I'm not doing that. For the Angels, this is a trade that does a couple of things for them. One, it gives them a controllable starting pitcher. Hypothetically, if it works out really well for them, the upside of this is they have a really good controllable starting pitcher, and they've freed up outfield space for Bryce Teodosio, Kyron Paris, some of their other internal prospects, because it gets rid of one corner outfielder and lets them have a true center field option. Because Joe Adell, not a really center fielder anymore. Mike Trout, he's going to live in the corners or DH for the rest of his career. Jorge Soler, my God, cannot field. Just cannot field.
No time for that brother to hang it up, unfortunately.
And Ward's a little expensive. He's only got one more year on his contract. The Orioles are going to eat that to play him. I don't know. Probably left field. I feel bad for Colton Cowser again. Although he's probably going to take over center field with Cedric Mullins gone.
Who's in
Which leaves the question for where does Heston Kjerstad go? Where does Dylan Beavers go?
Okay, so John, you're bringing up a great point. We're going to be asking the same questions about the Orioles that we've asked for the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where do your
Taylor Ward,
go?
by the way, before we get too deep into this, I do just want to clean up some loose ends here. John
like some bone
mentioned
spurs?
Nice. Taylor Ward, a perennial 4 home run guy. I just want to say that Taylor Ward has never once eclipsed 40 home runs in his major league career. In fact, over the last 8 seasons, his 162 game average for home runs is just 26.
Correct.
So,
he hit 36 this year. I will.
He did have a career year. He did have a career.
I will
John,
claim that as a bad statement. However,
it is
he has
YouTuber
only
apology
gotten better
time.
year after year.
It is
He
YouTuber
has gotten
apology
better.
time.
Yes, that is. I agree with that, and I think that at this point there is no debate that he is clearly a major league caliber baseball player, and I think he is a starting caliber baseball player at that. But I don't know how much he improves this Orioles team.
My thing about Taylor Ward is he's a guy that's just going to lengthen your lineup. Like, for some reason, Fangraphs has him hitting 4 for the Orioles.
I would be surprised.
I would hope by at some point these young guys on that team can figure out how to hit the baseball, and they start moving him down. And I mean, if you get him down and like right before Adley, that's like you can't just like throw your fastball to Taylor Ward. Like, he's going to hit 30 home runs if you're wasting pitches on Taylor Ward instead of throwing him to Adley. Like, so I don't know. I think that could be interesting. I think he becomes much more important on this team if the rest of the team is better. But based off of last year, if they do the same thing they did this year, next year, then I don't think it's like, okay, cool, Taylor Ward's going to hit 25 to 35 homers this year on the Orioles. Great.
So, anything else about this trade? Because this is kind of like, for lack of a better term, this is a what the hell sure kind of trade.
This trade to me is very reminiscent of last year's Jonathan India for Brady Singer swap.
Like,
2 guys that I think clearly just kind of needed a change of location. Whatever. The Orioles still very clearly need starting pitching. I won't care about them until they get starting pitching. The Angels are just not a real baseball team, and I won't care about them until they are.
speaking of a big change in location, Cebu Lions ace Tatsuya Imai. Yes.
Can I say something?
Lon Jeber, yes.
Sorry, I was trying to find this before we transition, but call me. Okay, so
Don't.
Taylor Ward last year, 36 home runs, whatever. A lot of them out to left field. I think that could be quite interesting.
That could be quite interesting.
Especially at Orioles, 81 games at Oriole Park. Like, left field's not, like, small, obviously. They've moved it out and back in and out and back in however many times in the last couple of years, but I don't know. You know, you kind of avoid the big wall in right field when you pull the baseball. John, please advance the podcast.
He was reading. It was good acting. I liked that.
Sorry,
And
first
now we
down
move to
celebration. Seibu Lions ace Tatsuya Imai has been posted, and of course, because he is a starting pitcher and because he is from Japan, every
He's going to
annoying
the
pundit
Dodgers.
has told you that he's going to the Dodgers. And the one person that has refuted that is Tatsuya Imai himself. According to Michael Clare of MLB.com, speaking with Daisuke Matsuzaka on his show Hodo Station, he said, quote, "Of course I'd enjoy playing alongside Otani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki, but winning against a team like that, being the Dodgers, and becoming a world champion would be the most valuable thing in my life. If anything, I'd rather take them down." He also said, quote, "If there were another Japanese player on the same team, I could just ask them about anything, right? But that's not what I'm looking for. In a way, I want to experience that sense of survival. When I come face to face with cultural differences, I want to see how I can overcome them on my own. That's part of what I'm excited about." So this is two really interesting things. One is that he doesn't want to sign with the Dodgers, which is arguably the closest market for Japanese players. And he doesn't
never
want to
Seattle.
go he doesn't want to go somewhere with a Japanese player already, or at least not his first choice.
Mhm.
This is an interesting development because now you have a starting pitcher with a proven track record who does not want to go where his competitors and his countrymen have gone. So this immediately shuts down Los Angeles. Chicago Cubs also out of the market with Shota Imanaga. You have to imagine Kodai Senga shuts the door for the Mets as well, assuming the Mets keep him. Yu Darvish on the Padres might keep that, although he won't play next season due to surgery.
Did Amai play on the Japan team?
I
WBC?
believe he did.
Then I would assume he doesn't want to go to the Padres.
Yeah.
So did you.
No, Samurai Japan manager mentioned he wants to see him on the team, but I don't know if he has played before.
Interesting.
My thing is, okay, so he's like also heavy rumored to the Giants. Cool.
The Giants and the Mariners are two teams that I really think would key in on. I don't think the Mariners have a Japanese player,
Oh, they don't.
Not currently, no.
which immediately becomes very, very interesting.
Ichiro's always out there, so
Ichiro,
That is true.
Ichiro is gonna play.
He's basically on the team at this point.
So you have to wonder if that is a limiting factor. I don't think it would, because that's not a day-to-day presence. It's kind of just when you're in Seattle, Ichiro's probably there. But if you're not in Seattle, Ichiro's not traveling, especially not to Kansas City in the summer, as we know.
But
That is
I don't-
true. Yeah, he's made it abundantly clear that he's not a fan of that town at that time of year.
I'd also be willing to bet that
Whoa!
that maybe I don't want to play with Japanese players, but Ichiro Suzuki being my friend and being in the clubhouse once in a while would be the coolest thing ever. Would be a thing that would come out of his mouth. So I kind of want to put words into his mouth, but I could also see that being said and being like, well, yeah, duh.
That also means that if other Japanese players get signed to teams and Imai is still on the market, that might shut it down. If Munetaka Murakami gets signed to the Yankees, for example, the odds that Tatsuya Imai is in that race immediately goes down.
Correct.
You know, if any of these other players that have declared out of NPB,
Because we've got, 4 players that are
I
posted this
believe
year
it's
so far?
3 or 4.
Murakami or
Kazuma
Murakama?
Okamoto at first base.
Mm-hmm.
Murakami.
And
Imai. Yeah, I think that's most.
There's
of
another
them.
pitcher. There's another pitcher.
Kona Takahashi,
Yep.
who was posted 4 days ago. So, not to mention all the players that, of course, have already made the jump from NPB to MLB. So,
Yeah, I mean that's we're really in a renaissance right now. I would argue of Japanese baseball, and I don't think there's ever been a better time for Japanese-born players at the major league level.
Well, I mean, obviously, like you look at it, and it fully helps the fact that when Shohei came over, he was like the best. He is the best baseball player in the world. So I think a lot of teams are more willing to take the chance and be like,
yeah.
Like
his success has undeniably changed. I think the way that front offices have looked at, Japanese professional baseball and Japanese prospects in general, because I mean, this was 2017, 2018 when he was getting ready to come over. And you were seeing evaluations from professional scouts, well-respected professional scouts that said that Shohei Ohtani had the bat of a high school baseball player.
Yeah.
And that was just immediately proved false. These people had no idea what they were talking about. And I think that the way that we have scouted players in Japan, the way that we look at players in Japan has changed, has grown in leaps and bounds over the last decade, a lot because of the success of Shohei, but not just because of that, also because of, Yamamoto coming over and obviously being phenomenal to begin with as well. And obviously, I think there's the precedent of players like Ichiro that has to be mentioned as well, right? Like it's important that the work they did paving the pathway of coming to America in the first place. But right now, because of Ohtani, because of how immediately and how profoundly he was a success at the major league level, I think the floodgates have really opened on this, and we're only gonna see seasons of 3, 4, 5 guys posted per year going forward. Like we're never going to have years without it in the future.
Right.
Nope.
And I think my thing that I will find very interesting as it continues to grow is it does seem as if the pitchers come over and have pretty immediate success.
With the exception
the
of
hitters,
Roki Sasaki.
Correct. I would almost call him an outlier compared to everybody else.
And even then, he was still pitching Lever Jennings in the World Series. Like clearly,
Exactly.
that's
he figured it out. They figured it out. But also, Roki's also like, how old is Roki?
Still pretty young, I think.
He's still young, yeah.
He's like the youngest
person ever.
posted in
Oh,
he might be
He's the youngest person ever.
But I'm interested during this offseason and into next year to see how some of the NPB hitters make the transfer. Like, I mean, obviously, I think most people know Unitech Murakami and want to see how he does. And, he's a corner infielder. He can kind of play anywhere. Well, not anywhere, but he can play 2 different positions on 2 different sides of the infield, and that's really nice. And I don't know. I'm interested to see how him and guys like Kazuma Okamoto and how the hitters start transferring, because that is the one thing that you can point out between the NPB and Major League Baseball is that there's a different feeling for a hitter, I think, between, hey, sometimes I'm facing a really good pitcher who could be really good in the MLB, and sometimes I'm facing somebody who's pretty good in the NPB. And I think that's where scouts are important, and maybe they still shouldn't say that Shohei Ohtani is worse than a high school baseball player.
Correct.
Do we have anything else to talk about?
I have one more topic to get to, but it's not news related. So if we have any pieces of news, we should throw that before.
Yeah, that's what I
no, I mean, quick hits is just that Hal Steinbrenner said the Yankees are assessing every area of need. Okay, cool.
Arguably, every team is assessing area of need.
Why would you hire a GM?
Correct. Correct.
All right. Anyway, what's your non-news?
Well, actually, I do have. I should say I have Rockies news and then I have non-news. We'll get to the Rockies news first.
So you have two
around
pieces
here.
of non-news.
Yes, correct. Since the last time that we talked, the Rockies have hired a president of baseball operations. His name is Paul DiPodesto. You might have heard of him. He was in Moneyball. Big deal. Since that happened, they had an introductory press conference in which he spent a lot of time talking about how important it's going to be for him to have autonomy with the Rockies and how he felt that ownership and as the Rockies kind of transitioned from the Dick Monfort era into the Sterling Monfort era,
Wow.
how much more hands-on or hands-off in this case the owners are going to be, and why feeling assured about that made him want to take this job in the first place. And then about a week and a half later, the Rockies announced that Warren Schaefer, who was their interim manager after Bud Black got fired midway through last season, will be returning as the full-time manager. And the thing for me about that is that that's just a very, very conflicting message. You can't be proud to be bringing in outside voices and then bring in Warren Schaefer, the guy that's been literally in your organization for 2 decades. 2 decades. After an external search, you can't decide that he was your best option. There's just no way he was the best option. And maybe Warren Schaefer is going to work out. Maybe he's a great manager. Maybe the Rockies turn it around. But as of right now, this is just symptomatic, in my opinion, of an ongoing issue from the Monforts, that they say that they're changing things, that they're doing window dressing, and nothing is actually changing. And I think this morning, Mr. Schaefer's announcement that he would be the full-time coach moving forward has left me as disheartened as a Rockies fan as anything in recent years.
Yeah, and this is an off season, and this is a manager hiring process where most teams are not making standard hires. These aren't save for the Rangers who hired Skip Schumacher, the Braves, hiring Walt Weiss. Other than that, I think every other hire has been a not like someone who hasn't been a manager before. And
Who still needs a manager?
We might have been the last
that might have been
team.
the
There
last
might be
one.
one more. There might be one more.
And, that's super telling because even the Angels hired Kurt Suzuki on a 1-year deal, which is weird, but they still did a non-traditional hire. The whole movement has been towards these new voices, these people who are coming up. Look at Baltimore hiring Craig Albernaz, this guy coming from Cleveland who's already a very, very front of the line kind of organization in this newer style underneath Stephen Vogt. The Rockies aren't doing that. And I don't know if it's the curse of hiring your interim coach is the fact that being an interim and rallying your guys is very different than having the reins the whole time. When you see this in every sport, the interim comes in, the players are inspired, they want their guy hired full time, they're playing behind him, and then it just doesn't materialize if you give them the full time gig because it's two very different jobs. You're not asking for a full plan, you're asking for someone to salvage a broken plan. Warren Schaefer could end up being great for that Rockies clubhouse. We don't know. But nothing that has been in the Rockies clubhouse has been good for the Rockies clubhouse yet.
Correct.
And you keep pulling from things that have been in the Rockies clubhouse.
And that's an issue.
So
When you look
worries
at a team that loses a historical number of games like the Rockies did last year, normally what you want to do with a team like that is scrap them for parts,
Yeah, you want
not
you
run
want
it back, not
you
run it
want to
back,
get
not
as
run it
much
back.
possible out.
What do you mean by scrap them for parts? Everything, or the coaching
Yes.
staff?
Top to
I
bottom.
mean,
the team,
rip
the
it
Top to
players?
bottom, every single person that was in any way, shape, or form involved with the 2025 Colorado Rockies needs
guess
their
the
job
Sox-
evaluated.
I guess the Sox did that after 2 years ago, right? Like at the deadline, they were like, okay, everyone buy.
Everybody out. Yeah.
So like, I guess that is true. I was like, wait a minute. Well, the Sox didn't really do that. And then, well, no, they did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
You can't be caught on the back end of innovation by the Chicago White Sox.
See,
Correct.
I fear that the thing is that the White Sox, in some small amount, want to try and win baseball games. The Rockies
What a
just
novel
want to play
concept
baseball in
that is.
Colorado.
The Rockies want to sell some beers, brother, and you better believe they're doing it.
Hey, $2.99.
Yes.
Let's do the 9x9x9 challenge at a Rockies game for a whole series.
Speaking of 9, how about a 3x3 grid, the immaculate grid?
No, it's not time for that yet. We're going to advance the show. Adam, I feel like there was a topic you had that wasn't news to follow your
did.
non-news segment.
Oh,
I did.
oh.
I did have one more
My
thing.
apologies. I thought the Rockies were still not news.
No, the Rockies are still not news, but this is super not news. It's calendar, and what the calendar tells me is that later this week is Thanksgiving. So, gentlemen,
And
Oh, shoot.
I know, you haven't sent me your Thanksgiving presents yet, so get those bought and get those addressed. But I just want to open up the floor for a little bit of discussion. Just have a look as the three of us as chatting average co-hosts here. What are we thankful for from this year's Major League Baseball season?
Oh, this year's Major League Baseball season, just like we're thankful for something.
No, we're talking baseball, brother. This is a baseball
No, we're
podcast.
thankful for something in baseball.
Something in baseball.
Okay.
Not everybody at once.
John, you go first.
I am thankful for the lack of news coverage on home run trophies. Home run trophies are a unique thing in every dugout, but the concept is not unique. It is not novel anymore. And last year, you had a lot of home run trophies get a lot of airtime. Big, oversized hats, home run tridents, jackets, props, everything.
It's
They
overdone.
still exist. But you don't need to tell us. And they really didn't this year. So, thank you.
I think
Major
home
League
run
Baseball.
trophies are cool.
They're
if
cool.
Used at right moments. But I don't really care about my leadoff leadoff home runs are cool. But like my second inning home run that cuts the lead to 3. I don't really care. Don't show
Chris
me the guy holding
Paul!
it right. Like,
Bow to the Paul God, by the way. Happy retirement, Chris Paul.
Happy retirement to the Paul God. I personally am thankful for this year's postseason, and I'm thankful for the plethora of extra innings games we got this year. And more than anything, I'm thankful that Rob Manfred has not messed with the postseason formula, with the extra inning formula, I should say, in the postseason, because none of those 18 inning games would have got to 18 innings if we had ghost runners.
correct.
Oh, no, none.
They all would
Wouldn't have been that. Wouldn't have been as fun. Wouldn't have been. Did you enjoy that, Rob? Weren't you enjoying that? Didn't you have fun watching the free baseball? Don't you want more of that? Who wants less baseball?
Oh, no. Sorry, I heard more.
My thing that I'm thankful for is White Sox co-owner Justin Ishbia meeting the Pope and telling him that he'd love to have him throw out a first pitch in the new stadium. The new stadium of which has not been announced, funded, or a plot site pick. But there's a new stadium, I hear.
Speaking of new stadiums,
The new
Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh
Oh,
yes,
yes, they have a roof now.
they finally.
Yeah,
So
I bet
in-
they're very thankful for their roof.
You know, I don't really understand why they just like put like a white roof up. Why didn't they make it like colorful?
that wasn't in the budget.
Okay, should we?
They should have made it
quickly-
white with a lot of like really small red stripes to make it even harder to find the baseball on it.
I want to rapid fire what every team is thankful for very quickly.
Please.
The Yankees. Somebody answer quickly. Go.
Oh wow, you want us to rapid fire?
Okay. I
I thought you were rapid
fire.
fire.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
I'll throw in a couple.
The Yankees. Ben Arose.
The
I
Dodgers.
think the Yankees.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
you're both going. You're both going.
No. Go ahead. The Dodgers.
Rapid
Going to
fire.
the
Whoever gets it in first. The Dodgers.
The World Series.
World Series.
The Red Sox.
Alex Bregman.
I was going to say Jaron Duran not having a moment. this year.
Or
The Cubs.
Well,
PCA.
The Giants.
That like first game that they had Rafael Devers.
The Mets.
The season being over.
The Phillies.
The season being over.
The Braves.
The season,
the season being over.
The Astros.
The what?
The Astros.
Carlos Correa.
The Angels. Mike Trout. It's still just being able to sell
Well,
tickets for people to see Mike.
Kyle Hendricks.
Getting a full season out of Mike Trout,
Yeah.
even
St.
though
Louis
it wasn't a
Cardinals.
good season.
Season's over.
Mhm.
St. Louis Cardinals. Season's over.
Cubs fizzling out.
The best team in baseball, according to their mayor in the airport.
The best sports
Rangers.
city in the country.
The Rangers.
Brandon Nimmo,
Brendan Nimmo. Yeah.
Zoran Mondani,
What's it?
Big Dumper.
Yeah.
The
Big
Blue
thumper.
Jays.
Ernie Clement.
Healthcare.
The Nationals not getting their stadium renamed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The White Sox. Right. Yet.
every impending free agent.
Yes. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Every impending free agent is a White Sox.
No,
You just
the
don't
Pope.
know it yet.
I think they're
He's
thankful
right.
for the Pope.
No, I think they're thankful for the
Oh,
Bears.
John. Careful with the
Hello?
coughing there, buddy.
I think they're thankful for the Bears. That way, it takes attention off of the White Sox. The Padres.
I can tell you what they're not thankful for.
Okay.
The ownership trying to sell.
Okay, so they're thankful for the ownership trying to sell.
Kind of sure, depending on who you're talking to.
The Orange.
Alternatively, Jackson Merrill. There are
Good
other
point.
wacky white guys with weird last names.
And
The
blonde hair.
Athletics.
Las Vegas, baby.
Yeah,
God bless Vegas.
yeah, thankful for everything they don't have and nothing they do.
A light at the end of the tunnel.
The Brewers.
Beer.
The D-backs.
Actually winning around in the postseason for once.
Oh my God, that's true. Yes, the Diamondbacks.
Rings in the desert, but they
Yeah.
only have one.
No
right?
rings in the desert.
Tigers.
Yeah.
The last year they had of Tarek Skubal, because it's going to be the last year they have of Tarek Skubal.
He's a White Sox. The Twins.
Just having a fresh start and
Still
and
having a
the season being
stadium.
over.
Still
yeah,
having a
still
team.
still existing.
Having their
Rockies.
AAA affiliate next door.
The Rockies.
Being a
299.
AAA affiliate next door.
AAA. The Guardians.
Jose
Just
Reyes.
being-
Still,
yeah.
or Jose Ramirez. Wow. Ooh.
Taking a big gamble.
The Pirates.
Online casinos.
The season being over.
Reporters that are willing to say that you almost offered somebody a contract.
Paul Skeens. Reds.
The idea of Hunter Green.
The postseason.
The idea that somehow all of these really talented players will someday do something that is not win 81 games. The Royals.
Pasquatch, but like the one on the concourse, not the one on the field.
The Chiefs finally screwing up one time and not putting all the pressure on them to get a ring as well.
The Rays.
A roof.
The Yankees.
George Steinbrenner Field.
The Rays.
Yeah.
The Yankees.
Yep.
And finally, the Marlins.
Being a
No
vibes
expectations.
guy. Yeah.
Being a vibes guy. We really should have given the vibes guy of the year award to the
To the Miami Marlins.
The Miami Marlins were the team that is most encompassed the absolute opposite of I accidentally became important at work. None of those dudes are important, and they all know it, and they're living their best lives because of it.
My favorite thing about the Marlins was like when they were just like repeatedly beating the Mets.
You want to know who accidentally became important and it sucked? The Cleveland Guardians.
That was not. Same with the Reds. Same with the Reds.
Everyone in the NL or AL Central went like.
Postseason? No.
Wait.
All right, we are on to Immaculate Grid. Immaculate Grid is a 3x3 grid with 9 intersections, and you have to match the things so it makes sense. And this is grid 967.
God damn it!
Hey,
Would you like to? Okay. Would you
The
like to tell me
teams
what the three teams are? Yes, please.
the teams are the Twins, the Orioles, and the Brewers. Those are the columns. I'm sorry. The rows are the Astros, the Giants, and the Dodgers.
Can I immediately do a Dodger Brewer?
Yeah,
Please.
I prefer Brewer Dodger.
Esteury Ruiz.
Bang. There he is.
Somehow
0.4.
involved in the Sean Murphy trade. Brewers Astros.
I have
Abraham
Go
Toro.
ahead.
Brewers Astros.
Yes, Abraham
Yes.
Toro.
I was going to throw Tony Kemp for that one.
Okay. All right.
Orioles Giants. Gerardo Parra.
Orioles Giants. Okay.
Orioles Dodgers. Jack Flaherty.
Orioles Dodgers. Jack Flaherty.
Jack Flaherty.
We can still use Tony Kemp if you want.
I mean, we don't have to.
Tony Kemp works for Orioles Houston.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know,
Yeah. Ooh.
All right. We need a Brewer Giant, and then we need the entire Twins route.
Twins Giants. Ehire Adrianza. Ehire.
Yeah, I'll find it.
It's the only guy named Ehire.
Yeah, I started with
promise you.
his first. I started with his last name because I always spell his first name wrong.
that would do it.
Twins Astros. Jake Odorizzi.
Nico Goodrum.
Do Nico Goodrum, yeah.
0.2.
Oh, yeah.
We need a Giant Brewer and a Dodger Twin.
Giant Brewer is the barrel man.
Nice.
I hate you so much.
I'll find a Dodger twin.
Dodger Brewer, you could do Darren Ruff.
We don't need a Dodger Brewer. We need a Giant.
I meant Brewer Giant. Darren Ruff or Mark Canna.
We'll use Darren Ruff. He's
Dodgers.
funny.
Dodgers twins. Ben Rortvedt.
Ooh, Ben Rortvedt. Ben.
Does anybody want to take a guess at what our rarity score was?
6.
I'll guess
7.
13.
It's not.
It's not 6. It's not 7. It's 7. It's 6. It's a 6. 7. Is it 7?
7.
I said 7.
Oh, wait,
what were you
what's in
What was I
between?
doing? You're right.
Uh,
You're. Just go. Just say it.
The hardest spot on the grid today was a tie between the Giants and the Twins and the Giants and the Orioles.
No one pays
The
attention
Giants,
to San
not very
Francisco.
popular. You
Shout
know
out.
what? That's true in life. That's true in life.
Yep.
There have only been 64 guys who have played for the Houston Astros and the Twins.
There have only been 64 guys who have played for the Houston Astros ever.
Ever? Zach Greinke.
Doja Cat,
Jake Odorizzi,
Jake Odorizzi. Will
Miles
Smith.
Raw,
Was the Grink there?
Colin McHugh,
the Grinch was not there. No.
Oh, the Grink.
the Grink. The Grink was never there. He most recently played in Arizona, I believe.
That's true. No, he played.
He might have been in Seattle, right?
Who? The Grink?
The Grink. Yeah.
No, Kansas City.
Oh, you're right. He was in Kansas City.
The Grink. Was the Grink there?
Was the Grink there?
Does that tweet still exist?
I hope so. Anyway, while John looks for that, and while other John closes his eyes, I suppose I should wrap the show. This has been the chatting average. You can find the chatting average.
You can find the chatting average.
He's just copying me. You can find the chatting average on X, the Everything app, at the chatting AVG. You can find us on Spotify, perhaps also on Apple Podcasts, maybe even YouTube if you're listening along on YouTube.
And Amazon.
Drop a like. Drop in the comments what you're thankful for Thanksgiving. What I'm thankful for is that this show is over.
I'm thankful for the show we had along the way.
I'm thankful for the shows we made along the way. And
Happy
I'm not.
Thanksgiving.
The Yankees lose.
Bye, everyone. Happy Easter.